It tastes like zinc. And what can they say? What can they say after you give them the bottle? They're going to say, oh, thank you so much. And you're going to go, yeah, have a big slurp of that. Greetings, Terrans. This is Jacques Nicoy with another yet all too frequent edition of TPRQ. And today we're going to do a brutal review and candid assessment on some of my favorites. Well, we'll find out if they're my favorites because I'm going to review them for you. We have two Cabernet Sauvignons, and I'm going to taste and compare. And, well, let's get right to it. Actually, there is one rule that I have about drinking alcoholic beverages, specifically wine, and that is you can't do it with a t-shirt on that has words on it. If you do that, I believe it was Jeff Foxworthy who coined the phrase, you might be a redneck. Let's get right to the idea of why you came here. Why you came here was to find out what these two wines can do. One's a Cabernet Sauvignon from California. It's called Two Vines. It's not two wines. It's not a blend. It's a cab. And this other one is a Cabernet Sauvignon from Bay Bridge Vineyards, which I'm gonna just take a wild guess and say that's also a California. I'm just gonna say that. Now, first of all, you gotta open it. Oh, for crying out loud. Let's try the other one first. Much better. I like this one already. Look at that. The environmentally not friendly aluminum foil wrapper came off a lot more easier on the two vines, I mean. Now, I gotta get my corkscrew anyway, so hold on. All right, so when you have a stubborn aluminum foil thingamabob, it's as easy as that, really. And that's how you open that. I know you want to get to the taste test. I hate videos where they waste a lot of time with superficial stupidity. And just as a side note, my stupidity is not superficial, but irrespective. This is a handy tool. It's your basic corkscrew thing. Oh, one other thing you're probably gonna need, unless you also want to be known as a redneck, is a glass, because, you know, redneck and everything, you can't drink out of a bottle. All right, well, I got my two glasses here, and I only have one wine glass, because heaven knows I go through quite a few. All right, now first of all, before we get into the actual openage, well, we already started that process, but as you can see, we have not relieved the bottles of their corks yet. I want to tell you, here's the receipt that I got. I bought these at Fred Myron, which is a well-known chain store in the Portlandia area, and the Pacific Northwest, for that matter, and I think other places too. And they've actually all been bought out by Kroger. So guess what? You know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows Kroger. How much do you think the two vines cost? How much do you think the Bay Bridge cost? Well, that's why we're having a range of prices here. And the Bay Bridge costed $3.49 for this bottle. Okay, so it's on the low end, and we'll take that into account. This, however, costed a whopping twice that much, $6.99. So $7 as opposed to $3.50-ish, which, if my math served, this is twice as expensive as this one. Will it be twice as good? I mean, I usually don't go for the real expensive wines, but, you know, we're gonna see. Sirens. All right, time for our brutal review. Let's get this thing opened up and pour ourselves a drink. Oh, guess what you also need? Something to clean your palate with. Cheese. Now, a lot of people have cheese and crackers with their wine. Personally, I'm on the keto diet, so I'm trying to get rid of all of the grains and everything, so we forego the crackers here at TPRQ, and I'm just gonna go with some good old cheese. Oh, wine isn't on the keto diet either, but anyway, let me go get some cheese. As you can see, like I said, Kroger, and we'll have a review of cheese later on. I did a video a number of years ago about cutting the cheese. You must have your cheese arranged pleasantly. Presentation is everything, in my opinion. All right, let's continue on. First, we're going to open the Bay Bridge. When you push down on these levers, the cork comes out just fine. Thank you very much. And I'm not sponsored by Fred Meyer or Kroger. Personally, I like Lucerne better, but I won't go to the Safeway in our neighborhood because the lines are too long, and I've told them as much. All right. The two vines. No, the Bay Bridge. Into our mostly clean glass. It has been in the cupboard a while. I don't know, they don't normally use wine glasses. Not that I drink out of the bottle either. Save your judgmental little cocky attitude for later. Bay Bridge. I've just got so many things going on in my life. All right, and the two vines. Good golly, my arms are huge. Gonna have to start working out. Heck fire. All right, and normally I would take that out right away, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's oh, take a whiff of that. The Stella Artois, no, I mean the two vines. All right, two vines. Bay Bridge. They're both cabs, so they should have something similar going on. All right, let's go with the two vines first. It's not brandy. I've had this before, and to be totally brutally honest, it tasted better before. This one doesn't taste quite as good. It does have a little oaky afterbirth to it, as Michael, the office guy. I only had a half a drink. Come on, I'm not inebriated. Michael Scott used to say, you know, let's try a little bit more of that. And it's not like, you know, I'm doing a review drunk, all right? Because you got to be able to assess accurately, right? A cleanse of the palate. Actually, I got to wash that down with something. The notes on here, yuck, cheese. There are definite notes of maple and chestnuts, I believe, and perhaps a little bit of elm and I think Old Spice. Yes, it's quite intriguing. All right, now let's go for the Bay Bridge. This is the one that was for $3.49. There's this golly, this one. Suffice it to say, you're going to want to have a lot of cheese with this one on hand. All right, probably more than that. Probably about this much per drink. It definitely has a hint of aluminum and some. Let me try that again. Definitely some metal composites, I believe, in there, and maybe a little pesticide kind of overtones. And then as the flavor matures, you get a little hint of zinc, I think. So yeah, this one, I'm gonna have to give you my brutal estimate, or a candid estimate right now. But the sad thing is, you know, I'm gonna drink that whole thing anyway. So, we'll come back in a little while, after I've had a few, as they say. We'll come back a little bit, and I will give you an estimate after I've drunk some more, because I found that the more I drink, the less caustic some of these taste. Which, in my mind, that's the rating that you really want, is the causticity of your wine. Causticity is a deal breaker. So one of these has already broken the deal. In my opinion, you're gonna have to guess, but we'll be right back. And welcome back. I've had, you know, some more. And I've come to a conclusion about which of these alcoholic beverages most suits my needs. I really don't even know what I'm doing. All right, so my estimate of the difference between the two vines, Cabernet Sauvignon, and it says California right there, and the Bay Bridge Vineyards Cabernet Sauvignon, which obviously is from the Bay area, which I'm thinking it's probably not Chesapeake. So I'm thinking it's the San Francisco Bay, and believe me, I know that area because I have relatives that live down there. One of these is, I'm gonna say, I'll just go right ahead and say this one wins. It's the Two Vines, even though it's from California and not from Oregon. I like it better than this. This is palatable. It's bitter. It's good. No, I said better, not bitter. Although that may be the correct estimate too. This one is, I'm gonna be brutally honest here. This sucks. I don't, under any circumstances, buy this unless you've been invited to a home and you need to bring the wine. You know, everybody always brings wine, and you hate these people. Bring this one. It's $3.50. It tastes like zinc. And what can they say? What can they say after you give them the bottle? They're gonna say, "Oh, thank you so much," and you're gonna go, yeah, have a big slurp of that. That said, what I would suggest is drink this bottle first, and then once you're inebriated enough, start in on this one, and you won't even care. You won't even care, because this one you can actually pour down pretty quick. I didn't this time because I needed to be sober for this review. But this one, don't drink unless you are plastered. You might even go with this, drink a whole bottle of vodka, and then start in on this. You won't care then. All right? So, here is the winner, and here is the loser. and their prices are right there. And as you can see, one is passable. I'd give it 1 star. This one for $3.50, $3.50, whatever you want to call it. You got to be pretty desperate. That's all I'm saying. What else? Oh yeah, we do have a little update. We should end this netcast with the Dow Jones Industrial Average is closing for this week. It was up. It was way up. You know what? We're almost back. Pardon me. To the record levels that we were setting before Black New Year's Day after. Remember that? Oh my gosh, I lost like 100,000 quid or something. So thank you for joining me. I'm Jacques Nuchy with yet another, or actually the first, brutal review and candid assessment. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, click like below and subscribe, because you know what? This was a crappy video. The rest are going to be a lot better. I'm going to review things that you want to know about. We'll be back next week. Promise.
This is GPRQ.